Okay, so let's do a quick check-in. Um, yes, I'm recording. Thank you, Mark. I think I might have asked you guys already, but just in case, I'm going to ask you guys again. All right, for our check-in today, what is a show you guys recommend to people right now? So, what's something that you're watching, like a movie or Netflix show, like a TV show, that you highly recommend for other people to watch? And that'll be our check-in for attendance today. So type something in, hopefully, and we'll use that for attendance. What is something, a show or movie you recommend that people watch? Jose, you don't watch anything? uh, cool. All right. So what do we have here? Um, we got Grey's Anatomy, Criminal Minds, of course. We always got some of those. The Walking Dead, How to Get Away with Murder, Grey's Anatomy, Hunter x Hunter. I've always heard good things about that. We have classic The Office from Jade and Fernanda. Nothing Don't Got Time from Albert. Yaretsi says Shameless, Naruto. Awesome classic. I actually went back to watch Naruto the other day. I was really into I don't know, I had the urge to watch the Gara Rock Lee fight, so I went back to watch that. King of the Hill, always funny. Uh, that one's, it's funny. When I watched it when I was younger, I wasn't sure if it was funny, but when I think back to it, I really liked it. It's like a Bobby Hill and stuff like, I don't know you, that's my purse, right? So, King Hill, always funny. Haunted by Bly Manor. I think that's a new show, right? He Never Died. The Boys, yes, yes, yeah. Yesenia, are you caught up with The Boys? Did you finish the new season? Yes, The Boys, very cool show, graphic, serial experiments, Lane, Grey's Anatomy and Lucifer, Shameless, Schitt's Creek, won a lot of awards. I've never seen it though. The Office, Law and Order, Death Note. I haven't seen. I've been wanting to watch it ever since I think high school. I haven't had a chance to. Uh, but the movie was terrible. If you watched, I don't know. Did you like the movie, Ashley? I don't know. Grey's Anatomy, Atypical. More Grey's Anatomy, Ratchet. Adventure Time, classic. The Fault in Our Stars, awesome. Um, I think I saw the movie. I think I read the book back then too. That 70 show, awesome. Yamlex, I rarely have time. Jose, I don't watch anything. Jane the Virgin, The Boondocks. Movie I recommend if you guys, it's Korean, Train to Busan. The Boys is awesome. I just finished a show called Ted Lasso. American Murder is a documentary. It's really good. The Boys, Lena, yes. Um, The Office, always. Yeah, I think I go back to watch The Office like every once in a while. Uh, Ashley said, "Watch the show, please." Yes. Yeah, Death Note's cool. That movie was not good though. American Horror Story. I've seen the first season with the house. I like that. The other one's like a little too intense. I saw the episode. I mean, the season with Lady Gaga, and it was a little too crazy. Sometimes. Ratchet, same creator as American Horror Story. Interesting. All right, awesome. So let's go over our class agenda today. Today we're gonna get our new unit, Unit 2 to Tragedy America. I had like the weirdest dream. I thought like I had a dream that we were back at school, we started, uh, but then it was like a year behind. Like nothing had changed from last year, which was crazy. But uh, our unit is Unit 2, Tragedy in America. We're going to look at something called James Baldwin's Letter. We're going to look at a group assignment called uh, A Tragedy in America. And we're going to look at some of the words we're going to go over. Our homework for this week is on the right side. We have a presentation to work on as a team. Um, the letter to nephew Amentation, we're actually going to do in class together. I'm gonna have you watch a video. I'm not sure if you guys are a fan of Dave Chappelle. I'm a huge fan of Dave Chappelle, but he did a stand-up comedy a while back called 846. 846 is the amount of time it took for George Floyd to die under the knee of a police officer, and he does a stand-up comedy on it, and we're going to talk about it. And then we have AP words. So that's what we're gonna do. All right, here is, let me make this a little bigger. Our Tragedy in America. And it's weird because usually I have like a film that we watch as we do it, but I'm not sure how I'm going to show the film to you because uh, I don't think it's on Netflix anymore. I have it on DVD. So I have to find a new film that you guys have access to. So it's not going to be Fruitvale Station anymore, even though I love Fruitvale Station. So maybe I could even download it legally and figure out a way for you to upload it. But no worry about that now. Our main text is going to be Between the World and Me. Between the World and Me, which is an autobiographical novel. A lot of things we read are nonfiction. So it's about this individual. He's a writer for Atlantic, and his struggle be trying to figure out how to be a black man and teaching his son how to be black in America. Yeah. And then we used to watch Parallel of Fruitvale Station. I'm not sure if you guys ever seen Fruitvale Station. It's usually like a student favorite. It talks about this guy from Oakland named Oscar Grant, and it goes through his life um, in life, and you see like police brutality and stuff. But I'll figure out a different film for us to watch. I know we have yeah, most of you guys have Netflix. I might switch to the television show When They See Us, if you guys ever seen that. Very powerful show. Might not do all of it, but if we do a few of it, I think we'll get the message of what we're gonna do. Yeah, if you guys saw When They See Us, it's a 4-part series, about an hour long, and it is sad. I mean, but it's realistic it's about the Central Park Five, 4 boys that were incorrectly accused of raping and murdering a white woman back in the 1980s. So we might watch that instead of Fruitvale Station. I haven't decided yet, just because the nature of class. We'll read some various authors, some African American authors like James Baldwin and Bell Hooks, which are influential in social justice. And once again, if you have issues with Wi-Fi or whatever, I am recording the session, so you'll be able to see it later. All right, so the unit description. Through the study of critical social movements, events, and stereotypes, our class will help contextualize the state of America's race relations and analyze the structures of oppression. This unit is grounded by Todd Nehesi-Coates' critically acclaimed autobiography and his juxtaposed real films that help provide different perspectives of American life. I'll explain what that means later. But in addition, this unit intends to explore the American dream and discovers. I never finished that sentence. So it discovers racism in America. All right. So the question we're looking at: what does it mean to be American? Be American. What is the American system? Who are oppressed and how are they break the system of oppression? How can people evoke a viable change in society? What is necessary for society to provide an individual so he can establish an identity that supports fundamental principles? All right, so the key thing is we're looking at is the American dream possible and is it available for everyone? Um, First off, do you guys know what the American Dream is? Have you heard that term? Yes, yes. All right. So let's go, Adrian. Let's get a new voice. What is the American Dream? What do you know about the American Dream?
Based on what I've heard, is that it's the idea of just having any opportunity in the United States.
Yeah. So it says, no matter where you came from, no matter your color, your skin color, your religion, your ethnicity, your sexuality, whatever. But whoever you are, you have the opportunity. So that you have the opportunity with hard work to succeed in America. Uh, do you guys think that is true? Is that a real thing?
No,
No. Ah, yes. So, Yamilex, why? Why do you believe that? Why do you think that the American dream is?
because no matter where you come from, at the end of the day, you still have to work to get to a place. Like some people can't even get jobs or like here for like just cause like you like for example, let's say my parents came from like Mexico and they come here and they're immigrants. They can't just get a job easily. They can't just get a home easily. They have to work for it, and most jobs don't take immigrants. So it's not really a place of opportunities.
Okay, well, I mean, I guess that's where we have to. I have no say in the fight. I have some arguments for years later, but for you, um, opportunity doesn't mean not working, though, right? You could still have opportunity, but still need to work when you get that opportunity, right?
Yeah.
But I do side off you on another edge. There are some people that work their whole life. They work hard, but they aren't given the right opportunities to succeed, right? So you have, people like our parents or people that work 40, 50 hours a week, um, during normal circumstances, and they're not getting any further. But I guess it also depends on what your definition of success. Um, how do you guys find success? What's success to you?
Can I say it loud?
Yeah, for sure.
Well, to me, success would mean just being stable, like have a good job, but also being happy because you could have a good paying job, but that doesn't mean you're happy.
Okay. Okay. So having stable, having a good job, eating that good food every day. That's what someone said.
I was
Happy.
gonna add on to something that she said.
Yeah, go ahead.
That's the thing with many people. Like when we went, like to my parents, I can say in particular, like they came here just well, not they didn't come here like just to make money, but their success in a way was just get making money to take like to push us further in life, to have us like succeed in life. But when you tell your parents, oh, when they tell you, oh, you want to, I want you to succeed in life, all they think about is just becoming a doctor, becoming a lawyer, like, and I don't think that's what success really is. So that's why I say that our parents most of the time think really differently. Like all they think about is like money regarding like success.
Hmm. And there might be something. There might be like it's disparity, right? Or maybe for them it's money. I guess it really depends where you come from. I mean, if you're a person that comes from no money and you see people with money and you're struggling, maybe you see success as having money. But then maybe if you have more opportunities, you see success as fulfilling your happiness and your needs, right? It's it's a very strange thing because the American dream in a sense is that you're able to use your opportunities to succeed in the United States, right? But our definition of success is different. So it could be you're successful for you is get a job and become, and make a decent living. Our so example of success is to go to the NFL, right? So our examples are very different. But when we look at the film, well, when we look at the novel by Ta-Nehisi Coates, you'll see he has a very cynical and a negative view of what it means to be uh, American. He does not believe that minorities are afforded the rights of the same dream that people are given. And then we'll go into this in detail later. But he has a different view of the American dream that we've seen. Uh, but it's a very fascinating novel we're looking at. All right, let's go to Unit 2. We're going to look at week 9 assignments. So there's some things we're going to look at it from today, so we probably need to click on it. Week 9 assignments. All right, if we were in class, I'd show you this in class, but it's 30 minutes long, so I'm going to allow you guys the opportunity to look at this on your own. I'll explain it a little later. All right, what we're going to look at today is we're going to do a team slideshow, and we're going to do the James Baldwin annotation. So click on this, and then click on it, and it'll make a copy for you. I know people usually, for some reason, like it doesn't make a copy for them, so I'll add in a link to them. But try your best to do make a copy. Let me send this. All right, so go through week 9 and then click on it. And it should make a copy for you in your Google Drive. If it doesn't, I sent a link right there. Only use that link if you absolutely can't open it through Schoology, because then if you use that link, it makes it a little more difficult for you to submit it. But I know in the past, if you've had issues, then use the direct link and you'll send it to me later. But your first priority is to try to go through the link on here. All right, so I'll give you a second. You should open this. I should say James Baldwin, letter to my nephew. And then today we're gonna annotate, but we're not gonna annotate like the ethos, logos, pathos. That was for when we're studying rhetorical analysis, and our goal was to try to find things to argue with, right? So give me some time with those. I'm still working on it, but the essays, give me some time. But for this feature annotation, we're just looking for just important stuff. So imagine if we're reading through text, you'll be highlighting important sections from it. So as we go through it, what I'm going to look for is, and this is up for you to highlight different things. You want to highlight 10 items, and then add comments to it. So you could highlight definitions of words you don't know, or like things like historical moments you want to give more definitions to. You could highlight concepts that you think are important or interesting. You could highlight tone, things that you, show his feelings or her feelings, but in this case, Baldwin's feelings. You could look for biases or their thoughts. You could highlight something and ask questions about it. You could highlight something and make connections to it. Wait, Mr. What link? So I added a link to the group chat, and that's just in case you don't have access to the annotation document. The easiest way to do it is go to group week 9, click on annotation James Baldwin's letter to nephew. Then click on this. But the link that I put in the group chat is just in case you can't get through. All right, let me just double check. Someone says it's taking a while to load, so we have that. I think it should. Looks like everyone has open. Yeah, it looks like. Yeah, right now we only have that one tab open. Okay, so as we go through it, I'm gonna read and I'm gonna select people to help me read. It's kind of hard because usually I would number the paragraphs on the side, but it's a little hard to number on here. Is it actually? Is there an annotation tool? Probably is, but not sure how to get there. All right, so as you go through it, what I'm looking for is, this is up to you to highlight different things. I might stop and say, hey, this is kind of interesting. But it's up to you. What I'll do is for you to practice annotation. You're going to highlight things that you find important, that either fits, like you can look at a definition, or you look at an important idea, or you look at the author's tone, or like the author's thoughts on something. You respond to, like, or ask a question. It could just be like, what is he talking about here? The point of annotation is to have dialogue with the text, have communication with what he's saying. All right, so this thing is called James Baldwin, A Letter to My Nephew. So as I read through it, once again, you're going to annotate. We're not looking for ethos, logos, pathos. We're looking for any of these things, or even just things you think are interesting, or quotes you like. At the very end, there's a reflection part. What is the message of the letter, and how is the message still relevant today? You can type that in. All right. Before we get started, would anyone help me interested in reading? Yeah, all right, I'll put your name down. Yamlex. Anyone else would be interested in reading? So for us two, okay, we'll go with that for now. All right, James Baldwin, A Letter to My Nephew, December 1st, 1962. Let me double check. Yeah, you see my screen. Let's make this a little bigger. James Baldwin's thoughts on his nephew's future in a country with a terrible history of racism first appeared in the Progressive magazine in 1962. Over 50 years later, his words are sadly more relevant than ever. Dear James, I've begun this letter 5 times and torn it up 5 times. I keep seeing your face, which is also the face of your father and my brother. I've known both of you all your lives and have carried your daddy in my arms and on my shoulders, kissed him and spanked him and watched him learn to walk. I don't know if you have known anybody that far back, if you have loved anybody that long, for as long as an infant, then as a child, then as a man. You gain a strange perspective on time and human pain and effort. Other people cannot see what I see whenever I look into your father's face. For behind your father's face, as it is today, are all those other faces which were his. Let him laugh, and I see a cell of your father does not remember, and a house he does not remember. And I hear in his present laughter, his laughter as a child. Let him curse, and I remember his falling down the cellar steps and howling, and I remember what pain his tears, which my hand on your grandmother's hand so easily wiped away. But no one's hand can wipe away those tears he sheds invisibly today, which one hears in his laughter and in his speech and in his songs. I know what the world has done to my brother and how narrowly he has survived it, and I know, which is much worse, and this is the crime of which I accuse my country and my countrymen, and for which neither I nor time nor history will ever forgive them. That they have destroyed and are destroying hundreds of thousands of lives and do not know it, and do not know want to know it. One can be, indeed, one must strive to become tough and philosophical concerning destruction and death. For this is what most mankind has been best at since we have heard of war. Remember, I said most of mankind, but it is not permissible that the authors of devastation should also be innocent. It is the innocence which constitutes the crime. They have destroyed and are destroying hundreds of thousands of lives and do not know it, do not want to know it. Now, my dear namesake, Those innocent and well-meaning people, your countrymen, have caused you to be born under conditions not far removed from those described for us by Charles Dickens in the London of more than 100 years ago. I hear the chorus of the innocent screaming, no, this is not true. How bitter you are. But I am writing this letter to you to tell you something about how to handle them. For most of them do not yet really know that you exist. I know the conditions under which you were born, for I was there. Your countrymen were not there and haven't made it yet. Your grandmother was also there, and no one has ever accused her of being bitter. I suggest that the innocent check with her. She isn't hard to find. Your countrymen don't know that she exists either, though she has been working for them all their lives. Yamlex, would you mind helping me finish the rest of the page?
Yeah. Well, you were born, here you came, something like 15 years ago. And though your father and your and mother and grandmother, looking at about the streets through which they were carrying you, staring at the walls into which they brought you, had every reason to be heavy-hearted. Yet they are not. For here you were, Big James, named for me. You were a big baby. I was not. Here you were to be loved, baby, hard at once and forever to strengthen you against the loveless world. Remember that I know black I know how black it looks for you today. It looked black that day too. Yes, we're trembling. We have not stopped.
Oh,
We have not stopped
yeah,
trembling yet. But
yes.
if we had to not love each other, none of us would have survived. And now you must survive because we love you and for the sake of your children and children's children. This innocent country set you down into in a ghetto in which, in fact, it intended that you should perish. Let me spell out precisely what I mean by that, for the heart of the matter is here, and the crux of this dispute with my country. You were born where you were born, and face the future that you face because you were black, and for no other reason. The limits to your ambition were thus expected to be settled. You were born into a society which spelled out brutal clarity and in as many ways as possible that you were a worthless human being. You were not expected to aspire to excellence. You were expected to peace with mediocrity. Wherever you turn, James, in your short time of this earth, you have been told where you could go and what you could do and how you could do it, where you could live and whom you could marry. I know your countrymen do not agree with me here, and I hear them saying, "You exaggerate. They do not know how they do not know Harlem and I do. So do you. Take no one's word for anything, including mine, but trust your experience. Know whence you came. If you know whence you came, there is really no limit to where you can go. The details and symbols of your life have been deliberately constructed to make you believe what white people say about you. Please try to remember that what they believe, as well as what they do and cause you to endure, does not testify to inferiority, but to inhumanity and fear." So I continue?
I'll go. Thank you. Please try to be clear, dear James, through the storm which rages about your youthful head today and about the reality which lies behind the words acceptance and integration. There is no reason for you to try to become like white men, and there is no basis whatever for their impertinent assumption that they must accept you. The really terrible thing, old buddy, is that you must accept them, and I mean that very seriously. You must accept them and accept them with love, for these innocent people have no other hope. They are in effect still trapped in a history which they do not understand, and until they understand it, they cannot be released from it. They have had to believe for many years and for innumerable reasons that black men are inferior to white men. They are trapped in a history which they do not understand, and until they understand it, they cannot be released from it. Many of them indeed know better, but as you will discover, people find it very difficult to act on what they know. To act is to be committed, and to be committed is to be in danger. In this case, the danger in the mind and the hearts of most white Americans is the loss of their identity. Try to imagine how you would feel if you woke up one morning to find the sun shivering and all the stars aflame. You would be frightened because it was out of the order of nature, an upheaval in the universe, and it's terrifying because it's profoundly attack on one's sense of one's own reality. Well, the black man has functioned in the white man's world as a fixed star, as a movable pillar, and as he moves out of his place, heaven and earth are shaken to their foundation. You don't be afraid. I said it was intended that you should perish in the ghetto, perish by never being allowed to go beyond and beyond the white man's definition, by never being allowed to spell your name proper name. You have, and many of us have, defeated the intention and by a terrible law, a terrible paradox. Those innocents who believe that your imprisonment made them safe are losing their grasp on reality. But these men are your brothers and your lost younger brothers. And if the word integration means anything, this is what it means, that we, with love, shall force our brothers to see themselves as they are, to cease fleeing from reality and begin to change it. For this is your home, and my friend, do not be driven from it. Great men have done great things here, and we can make America what America must become. It will be hard, James, but you come from a sturdy peasant stock, men who picked cotton, dammed rivers, built railroads, and in the teeth of the most terrifying odds, achieved an unassailable monumental dignity. You have come from a long line of great poets and of the greatest poets since Homer. One of them said, "The very time I thought I was lost, my dungeon shook and my chains fell." You know, and I know that the country is celebrating 100 years of freedom, 100 years too early. We cannot be free until they are free. God bless you, James, and Godspeed. Your uncle, James. All right, so this is a very famous letter. It was published in this magazine. Later on for your assignment, you're going to annotate it again, looking for anything, any of these things. You could define words, you could looking for things you liked, but just from hearing it the one time, what do you think the message of from this piece? What is he trying to communicate with his nephew? What do you guys think?
I think that he's trying to tell him that like there's always going to be an obstacle in his way, and there's been many obstacles in their way for a long time, but I think he's trying to give him hope that there's still going to be some type of change, and as well as him trying to tell him like you shouldn't hate these people, that you should try to give them love even if they don't accept you. You should try to accept them for who they are, because it's better to try to love people than try to hate them and go down to their level.
Yeah, definitely. Yuretsi said, "You are more than the color of your skin, and don't let white men hold you back from being extraordinary." Exactly. But also, so they're from Harlem, which is an all-black neighborhood in New York. And if you grew up in an area like and I tell this to the kids, right, a lot of you guys are living in, you live in LA, you're around a lot of people that are similar to you. When you escape, and it's harder to hide now because you see all the racism and white supremacy on television. And so for him, he's trying to warn his nephew, saying that you don't understand this yet, but you're only 15, but because of the color of your skin, life is going to be hard for you. Things are going to be more difficult for you because you're black. You're black in America. Yeah, so Albert says there's going to be difficulties in his life because of his skin color. That's exactly, he's warning his nephew. And it's such an interesting thing and really a sad idea that he needs to do this, but it's a reality. He's saying, like, Adrian saying something, that there's a notion in this country that suppresses and demeans people of color, and that can be altered. Yeah, but it's kind of hopeful in a sense. He's saying that they're gonna hate you, but you need to love these people. And it's kind of a crazy idea, but and what we could look at it more next week when I give you time to like highlight. But he calls them the innocents, and he thinks that these people are innocent because not not because they didn't do anything to him, but because they grew up believing that. And I kind of get where he's coming from. I'm not sure if you completely agree with it. He says that possibly you shouldn't look down on these people because they grew up with the belief that they're more superior, handed down from them from their parents to grandparents. There are people that don't realize what's happening yet, that don't understand your history, and that's a lot of people. You see the people waving the Confederate flags, and you can see that racism and hate is taught. So I guess for him, he's trying to show his nephew maybe that could be untaught, that could be unlearned from people. All right, so it's a very interesting letter, very fascinating. I want to have a deeper conversation once you guys really get a chance to look at it on your own and annotate it. I just wanted to read it once with you guys to really get some words. So next week we're gonna come back to this and we're gonna have I've been saying this, but we're gonna have some debate topics. I'm gonna figure out how to do it in class, but we're gonna have discussions regarding racism in America. But fascinating. What you need to do is after you annotate, you're going to describe what was the message of this in a paragraph, and the worst part, even though this was written in 1960, this is a message that can be given to someone in 2020. And sadly enough, I believe this is a message you give to someone in 2060, right? It's been over 50 years since he wrote this. Actually, that's 2012. It's only been almost 60 years since he wrote this, and there is so much that still can be related. All right. With that said, that's one of your assignments. Reread it, annotate it, and then answer this. All right, let's close that for now and go back to this. Actually, no, go back to it. I realized it'll take me like a few minutes to set up your group. So as I'm setting up your groups, work on this for now. I'll give you about like 7 minutes, and then the rest of it you do for at home. I mean, you're at home. Sorry about that. That's a dumb thing to say. Rather you do it for later on when the class ends. So I'm going to set up groups on our breakout rooms, and while I do that, you could work on this. So, and then we'll come back and share some quotes you guys liked. All right, let's do 6 minutes. I've brought probably enough time for you to just find a few things. All right. Once again, I'll give you 6.5 minutes. Just go through it again, start highlighting and annotating things that you liked or you want to define words while I set up your breakout room groups.
Mr. Tall, I was gonna ask, do you want us to include comments as well of why we highlighted them?
Yeah, because your comments could be very simple. It could be questions. It could be connections, like, oh, I could relate to that. Your experiences, like you could respond to like the quotes. You could manage the annotations any way you want.
Okay.
Our goal is to just have a dialogue before we're reading, so we're interacting with it. All right, so let's go over. Obviously, when we finish, just do that and submit it before next week. We're gonna go over this in class one more time, and then we're gonna have a conversation about it on next Wednesday. So let's look at what we're doing today. Let's go back to Schoology. All right, we're going to do a group presentation. Go to Unit 2, click on Week 9 assignments, and click on this link. So everyone should have access to this link. Right, so go to the link, and you should see something that looks like this. Tragedy in America, AP Language, Fall 2020, and you see pictures of things that are happening. All right, so as you guys joining, let me just prepare for it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 9 groups, so I'm going to eliminate some. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. It's kind of tough to eliminate. I like Elijah. Let's go to Sandra. Okay, so here are 9 names. We'll do, this will be slide 5. Slide 6, 7, 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Huh, that doesn't make sense. Did I count wrong? Probably, I probably did count wrong. Okay, let's add one person. Sandra, 14. All right, so what we're studying is basically things that have happened in America, right? So a lot of what I want to focus on is current events. When I used to do this back then, when I say back, like when I first started teaching in 2015, it wasn't obviously not a new topic in the world, but it was a raging, budding topic. This was first when Trayvon Martin died, and in 2014, the Black Lives Matter movement started. So as he started, I started incorporating it into my teaching. I wanted to find out what's happening. I wanted my students to know what's happening. Kind of crazy. It's been 6 years and things are different. What started as a small list of names of people that have died because of police brutality has grown excessively. And some of them are more publicized, some of them are less publicized. Some of them have, you've seen videos of their deaths on social media, or you've seen just different things about them because of our social media movements. We see it on Twitter, or we see it on Facebook, Instagram. We see more people unifying to just take a stand, right? And this year has been the most wild year in terms of rebellion from people or protests. What I want to learn is key that we know the history of what happened to these individuals. There's some newer ones like George Floyd and Breonna Taylor, but there's some older ones, the ones that have started like Trayvon Martin, recent one, Ahmaud Arbery. There are a lot of people here that have suffered tragedies because of the systemic racism in the United States. Ones that our government won't admit to saying that there is. So if you look at this, there is a number. the slot, this number correlates to the slide that you're going to be working on. So if you are George Floyd, slide number 5, you'll be doing this one. I put the names, I kind of got lazy because I was running out of time. So I just put the names of one person in your group. So when I put you in your breakout groups, just fill in the rest of the names. And in these slides, what you're going to do is have 4 to 5 sentences, and you can make the font smaller or bigger, or change the font if you want, but make it smaller or bigger to fit the box. I want to know the person's age, their full name, the location, profession, their life goals. Do they have family? Humanize them. So basically, I don't want to hear about their tragedy. I want to know who they were. Like, did they have goals? Do they have life goals? Do they have family that love them? Friends? How do people think of them? Were they, considered good citizens in their society, right? After that, you're going to tell me what happened. Each of them have a run-in with police officers. Tell me what happened that day, or what happened in the incident. The aftermath. So what happens? Do the police officers get arrested? Is there a settlement? Are there protests? Are there riots? Or what happens as an aftermath of it? And this is a general shape. I mean, you guys have mastery of your slides. You can move things around. Like this one, you can move it around. You can move things up and down. You can change the color of the slide. Like, you can change the background if you want. You're like, maybe I want to get it's orange, right? It's up to you. You're gonna be in charge of your slide. Normally in class, I would have you guys get together and make posters, but obviously that's not gonna work out. So this is our class posters. And then you're in Google, use Google and look for 3 to 4 images to put on here. It's up to you. You want to put images of the incident. You want to put images of the person. There should humanize them. Humanize is to mean to make them more human. And yeah, so your groups has roughly, actually, I made the groups a little too big. I want it to be a little smaller. All right, let me recreate this real fast. 10 groups. Are these 10 names? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 8, 9, 10. Hopefully that didn't mess with the groups too much. Oh, it did. It changed everything. All right, so let me redo the groups. All right, so you should see about 3 people in your group. Let me redo the groups because it just messed everything up. All right, the George Floyd group will have Jose Vilcana, Paula, and Stephanie. This group will have this one added. All right, some groups have actually doesn't make sense that some groups have 3. Sorry about that, technical difficulties. All right, that makes more sense. All right, let me redo this. This is much easier in person. Okay. Emily, and I'm just gonna type the first name of someone. And then this group, we're gonna have Denise. This group, we're gonna have Jade. Senya. Lena. Sorry about this, guys. Amy. And I had to switch it just because I realized the numbers were completely off. Some groups had like 5 and some groups had like 4. I mean 3. Paula. Next group. Amber. Oh, that's still worked out. Cool. Next group after Fernanda's group. And I would do this in advance, but they don't let me make breakout groups until you guys are inside the chat. Adrian. All right, so I'm gonna put you guys in breakout groups, and if you are in that breakout group, that is going to be who you're covering. In case we don't have enough, Ready Gray, slide 15. Let's look at who else we got. Okay. Giselle. Ford. 16. And let's double check if we go any further than that. Yeah, we got it. Oh, we do end at 16. Cool. All right, that's perfect then. So I'm putting your breakout groups. I only put the name of one person at the top of it. So if you go to that slide, if that you have that person your name, take the next 15 minutes to kind of 10 minutes to switch information. So you guys can talk, at least tell you who's in charge of what. And you get started a little bit, and I'll call you guys back in about 15 minutes, and we're gonna go over the end of class. Let's do 15. All right, you guys get started as a team together. But up to you guys how you want to design your slide. Imagine this if this was your poster, you can move around the boxes and everything. All right, so the people in your group are going to be in your breakout room, and then the person at the top, that's going, not necessarily a leader, but that's the person you're looking for, if that is, and then correlates it to the slide number. So you look at the slide number. So Emily 5. So if you're in Emily's group, you're going to do George Floyd. Any questions?
I have a question.
Yeah, go ahead.
Where it says the photo with captions, which is like we describe what's happening in the photo.
Yeah, so you look for the photo and just tell us what's happening in that picture.
Okay, get it now.
All right, I'm gonna open up the breakout rooms so you know everyone in your group. I'll see everyone back in about 15 minutes. If you need help, you can request for me to join your group. Hey, Julio.
Okay, mister. That's why I don't know what room I'm supposed to be in.
Um, you should go. Wait, it says you're not joined. All right, I'm going to move you to. Yeah, I should be in the right room. Did you get an invitation to go to a room?
Yeah, but then I clicked and I got kicked out of the entire Zoom thing. So
Oh, okay. I don't know how to move you back in. I'm just gonna put you in room 11. Let's see if it works. Do you get invitation to go? Okay, cool. I wait for a few more people to come back. I think 2 more people are on the green. Cool. All right. So with that slideshow, hopefully work with that on your teammates and your partners. Make sure it's done. You have really creativity. You can move boxes around. You could to make that slide any way you want. You color it any way you want. Like you want to change the background, you can. It's up to you. You want to add personality. Keep in mind you can always make the font smaller to fit what you need. Just for sake of things that now we're imagine this is a poster. I know normal slideshows you want it to be bullet points, but try to make it like a like a paragraph form, just so we're telling the full story of someone. Pictures, so add captions and pictures to tell us what's happening in those images. So far, it looks good. We're going to share them next week, so maybe at least have a conversation with your group members at least once, like decide who's presenting what, and yeah, so that's what we're doing next week. All right, so Tragedy in America presentation, that's that one. We read that in class, letter to a nephew annotation. So what you got to do is just annotate, highlight stuff, and respond to it in a different way. We're not looking for ethos, logos, pathos. We're looking for things you find interesting, things you connect to, things you have questions about. It could be simple annotations like, yeah, I totally get this, right? Like it's not going to be like deep like annotations of like how we did in the past. It's more about like we're responding to the text, we're having a dialogue with it. You have a discussion post, and what you need to do is watch Dave Chappelle's 846. It is a stand-up comedy, and I'm sorry, it has like a lot of swearing and stuff in it. Hopefully you guys are ready for that. If not, I apologize to your parents. Yeah, it's good. It's funny, but it's also very powerful. So watch that. It's 27 minutes long, and you need to respond to a discussion post, like basically what your reaction was, what you think of it. And then we have a new set of AP literary terms. So the same thing as before, do it flashcard style. And hopefully you save the flashcards from before, because you're going to save them to use it as a study guide. We're going to keep adding more words to our list, and then it's always going to be open book and open notes. So hopefully you saved all of them, because it's not like we study one set of words and they're gone. It's more like we build on top of the knowledge we have. So for those words, you could find it in Unit 2, obviously week 9, and you see a new list of words, and what you do is submit a picture. And it's my fault. I know how to do the thing where you look at 2 pictures now, so just take pictures of front and back. Here are the words: jargon, satire, vernacular, didactic. Hopefully you finish this by next week, because we are actually going to go through satire, show you some video clips from Key and Peele, from Saturday Night Live, and just different things that uses satire and parody. So hopefully it's like Key and Peele, funny show. All right, so that's homework for the week. If you have any questions, please stick around. If not, have a great week, and I'll see you next, maybe Monday actually. But have a great weekend, or have a great week.
Bye, Mr. Have a great week.
See ya.
Bye, Mr.
Bye, Mr.
See ya.
I missed it.
Bye.
Mr.
Yeah.
I don't have a question, but I just wanted to let you know that I appreciate you educating us on this stuff.
Yeah, I appreciate you saying that. Yeah, I think I mean, we can read books and stuff, but the most important stuff is that things are happening right now, right? Things are happening to us right now that's affecting us.
Yeah, thank you. I like how you teach. It's fun.
Yeah, I wish if we were in class, it would have it's a little more interactive, but I'm trying my best.
Yeah, you're doing good then. Thank you.
Thank
Have a
you.
good day.
Mhm. Um, did you, Steph, did you try going through like old assignments to see if you could submit those?
Hi, Mr.
Who said that?
Me, Jamie Lex.
Yemlex, yes. Hey, what's up?
No, I just said bye.
Oh, it said bye. Oh,
Yeah.
see ya. All right, see ya. Have a good weekend or great week. And for Stephanie, yeah, I mean, as you do them, please send me a message though to let me know which assignments you do. Just because if it's a past due assignment, it's not gonna let me know you did it. So, like, if you finish like, oh, I did like 3 assignments, please message me the name of the assignments, and then that'll remind me to go back to check on them.
Because I did do, the like the vocab. I finished some discussions and other stuff. That's why I was asking him like, well, like I don't know if you had the time to grade it,
Yeah,
but
yeah,
since
for
you're
sure.
saying that, like, since you're saying it then doesn't let you know, you just want me to like email you the names of the work that I finished.
Yeah, or on Schoology, yeah, because like for the ones you listed, since they're old assignments, like the Schoology doesn't let me know that when someone turns it in anymore.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so go to Schoology, send me a message like, hey, Ta, I did these things. Can you check them?
Okay, yeah, and I'll do that right now. Okay,
Cool.
thank you, Mr. Bar. Have a good day.
You too.
So I had a question as well. Are you still accepting work from Unit 0?
Yeah. If this was like normal like school, probably not. But since we're in like under different circumstances and everyone has like different situations, yeah, we're you can still turn those in.
Okay then. Thank you.
See ya. Cool.